We got another episode of Ascending Artists with Fast Mortal. How's everybody doing today? The artist we got on today is 30. He's got range like Curry. That kind of rhymed a little bit. Ooh, that was kind of hot. When I mean 30 has range, I'm talking like he has a lot of different genre selections from his own music. So, I mean, he has stuff that, like IPAs is one of his songs where if you're just trying to feel like in a good mood, that's the groove. Or he's got like Last Day of My Life. Last Day of My Life, if you're kind of feeling that sad vibe or just not feeling it that day, you know, you can throw that boy on too. Kind of reminds me of like Mike or Skizzy a little bit, and actually he's got features with both of them on songs. Before you do anything else, make sure to hit that sub button, be part of the Noti gang. You already know the vibes. Without further ado, the fourth episode already. We got the artist, 30. How you doing, my guy?
Doing well, man. Thank you for having me on here.
Oh, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. So right off the bat, how did you get into music? What was your journey like? What was your first couple steps into it?
I mean, like if you go way back, I was writing like poetry when I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
I remember I made my mom this little book of like poems. So I guess you could say that was like the first little hint of it. And then I got into rap and like hip hop pretty early. I was like 8 or 9, got super into like Kanye.
Okay.
And I copped like Apple earbuds with that little microphone. And I started, I would steal my dad's like phone or iPod or whatever he had. I think it was like one of the first iPhones, and play a beat on his phone and then voice record on like my mom's phone, or I can't even remember if I had a phone, and record over my Apple earbud over the beat and like do my own version of like instrumentals from like my favorite Kanye songs or Kendrick or Drake or whatever.
That's awesome. Okay. And I mean, from what you said so far, you're listing off some like top tier artists. Like that's a good fundamental like background to be like, all right, yeah, you know, I fell in love with like Kendrick, Drake, all that. So I mean, I'm no knock on like the newer generation rappers, but like it's kind of nice to have like that background rather than like what's kind of out there right now. Me personally, my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I still resort back to those dudes. Like I'm always listening to the classics: Kid Cudi, Drake, Kanye. You know,
out of Kendrick's album, what would you say is the best Kendrick album? I was just trying to talk to my followers the other day, and I was like, it's like a toss up for me between like Good Kid, Mad City and Damn, but I think Good Kid, Mad City takes the crown in my opinion.
For sure.
I was gonna say, with the artists you kind of had featured, I saw you had Mike on Simple Things, and then you had was it Skizzy on Strobe Lights, correct?
Yeah.
What was it like getting those artists to kind of be on a song with you? Like, how did that help you kind of take your game to the next level? Or, you know, I know you're on the younger side of the journey and, you know, big things ahead, but kind of how did that help?
Yeah, well, it's dope because with streaming and Spotify and Apple Music, just the way the algorithms work.
Yeah.
If you get big features, and especially main artists, like main artist tags like Skizzy, I was able to get him as a main artist on the song. So the way the algorithm works is it'll go to all of their fans, like release radars and discover weeklies and everything. So it really helps pull a lot of their fans over. So I kind of think about like who do I feel like I'm sort of similar to as an artist, you know, and who do I think has fans that would love me if they heard a song by me, you know? So Skizzy was a guy that, Skizzy's one of my favorite artists. I've been listening to him since I was like 13 years old, like when he came out with Phases and everything.
Yeah.
Same with Mike Stud. Like I've been listening to him for 5-6 years probably. So I think I'm definitely influenced by those guys, which in turn, you can hear that in my music, you know? So having a song with them, I felt like would really help me gather a lot of their fans, which I think it did, especially because of the algorithms, like I just listed off, you know?
Yeah, and that's the tricky thing. Spotify algorithms is like kind of tricky to like hit on, but if you hit on it, it's only up from that point forward. But yeah, that's what's awesome, because like you could tell like your sound is like similar to actually both of theirs. It's like it just meshed really, really well. And I think that's kind of why, like, you can see the numbers on it did really well. So I think Simple Things just passed like 3 million, if I'm correct. So
Yeah.
which is crazy. So what do you have coming up for 2021? Do you have like singles dropping, EP? What's kind of your game plan?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do singles. I'm sitting on like so much music right now that I'd love to drop an album, but it's hard. It's hard when you're on the smaller side of being an artist, and it's hard.
Right.
People's attention spans aren't huge these days, so it's hard. You have to be a Kendrick Lamar or a Drake or a J. Cole to really drop an album and have a substantial amount of fans listen all the way through. I feel like
True.
so I think singles as of right now.
Singles as of right now, gotcha. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like you were stating, like the album side is just tough to like. You have to be a little bit on the bigger side, or just like have that fan base that's going to be like, all right, I'm going to listen through like all 9, 10, 11 songs. Cause like you said, if you get closer to the bottom, people are just going to like, hit the first 3 and be like, all right, I'm good. So
Or they scroll through and see what has the most plays, and
yeah,
then
that too.
I
So
do that, I do that as a listener. So
as somebody that tries to find new music like on the daily, yeah, I'm guilty by that too. I try to like pick off like songs that are like under a certain amount, or like kind of the lower ones, just to see what it's about, because I feel like a lot of times artists, you can find like really hidden gems or like really good songs by them that just don't have the most love. Might
yeah,
just been not a great time for the drop, or what the case is. Marketing, a lot of different aspects to it.
absolutely. Yeah, but there are artists that make it work that aren't like huge artists, like John Bellion. Like he can always drop an album and everyone will listen to every song.
That's facts. That's true.
Yeah. But
Who would you say is like your biggest inspiration for artist wise? I know you kind of name dropped Kendrick and Kanye and Drake, but is there like somebody else, or was it kind of like that kind of school that was your main artist impact?
yeah, I think if you would have asked me like 5 years ago, I would have said like a Drake or a Kanye or
Yeah.
Big Cudi or something. But these days, like I'm like John Bellion, I think is probably the one that I would say. Like he's such a great songwriter, and he's so versatile in terms of like what he can make. You know what I mean? He can rap, he can sing, he can fit in the alternative world, in the
Oh,
pop world, and that's kind of that's the direction I want to go. Just not really being in a box and kind of being able to do whatever I want.
okay. So you don't want to be just like stuck, like you're saying, just stuck on one path. You can kind of have like a different sprout, almost like a tree that's growing. That's sweet.
For sure.
And then have you done any live concerts by chance, or like have you been thinking about doing, like, I know like the pandemic kind of put a pause to almost everybody's
Yeah.
live aspects, but have you done some live concerts?
Yeah. I did a bunch before COVID. I did a show with Gianni and Kyle.
Oh, sweet.
I opened for Futuristic a couple times.
Cool.
I did my own sort of shows in like LA and Chicago and New York a couple times. Atlanta, I did a So Far Sounds. And then I did a hometown show back in Massachusetts, and it sold out, which was super dope.
That's gotta be awesome to have that, like that hometown love. Oh man, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was my first sold out show, and I was the only one on the bill, so it felt really good.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's an accomplishment by itself, really, in my opinion. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was dope. Super
uh,
dope.
big thing, playlist of your life. So if you had to pick 5 songs that inspire you, or 5 songs that you'd say would make like the playlist of your life, what would you say would be that?
Oh man, that's so hard because anything I say right now, I'm gonna like watch this later and be like, "Fuck, I should have."
Should have said this. Yeah, there's so much good music out there. That's the hard thing.
Mr. Jones by the Counting Crows.
Okay.
I love the Kooks. You know the Kooks?
I do not, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're sort of like a pop rock alternative band from like the 2000s. They're from the United Kingdom. They have just some like timeless songs. Like Naive is one. You would recognize Naive if you heard it.
I gotta, yeah, after this, I'll probably listen to it and I'll be like, oh, damn, that's who it was. Like, it'll just click once I hear it.
Yeah, you'll recognize it. But a couple probably by the Kooks, honestly. Like they have the song Gap, which is just like incredible writing. And Just I love like the sort of guitar, drums, bass, like meat and potato songs, and they do a lot of that stuff, you know.
Okay.
I'd have to have some Kid Cudi in there,
Yeah.
probably. Like soundtrack to my life, maybe.
I feel like
Uh,
that's up there. That's like probably one of the best like Kid Cudi songs in my opinion.
yeah,
Pursuit of
yeah,
Happiness, maybe.
yeah. Pursuit of Happiness or Race Me. I
Yeah.
would have to like roll a dice and pick one of those songs, probably. Uh, right now I'm really into this dude Briston Maroney. I don't
Chris
know if you know
Maroney.
him. Yeah,
I don't think so. No.
he's coming up in the alternative world. Like I really have not been listening to too much hip hop. Like if you ask me about like new hip hop music that's I probably won't know too much. But yeah, this dude Briston Maroney, he's got some dope songs. This one called "Freaking Out" in the Interstate. This is a big one.
Oh yeah.
I might throw that on there right now.
I was about to say I gotta check that out after this for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Probably something I gotta put something with John Bellion on there.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a song "Blue" that I really like. Or "Stupid Deep" is dope.
Stupid Deep's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. Maybe yeah, I'll throw "Stupid Deep" on there. What are we at? 4?
I think that's 4. We'll go with 4. Give me one more. Give me one more.
Yeah. Shit. I feel like I gotta pick a Kanye song.
I mean, hey, out of all of Kanye's music, I mean, you got like, I mean, there's just so much you could go. You go off the Graduation. I mean, you got College Dropout. I mean, it's so much.
I love College Dropout.
Probably one of the better albums.
I like Life of Pablo a lot too.
That was it. Honestly, that was a really good album. I feel like it doesn't get the love it deserves from Kanye or like people that support Kanye, but I'm telling you, it was a solid album all around.
Ultra Light Beam, man. That's like one of the most incredible songs, I think. I'll throw
like,
that on there.
I was gonna say when I first listened to that, I felt like I was like floating almost. You know, there's like certain songs where like you hear it and you're just like, I'm on a different world right now.
Yeah, put that on there, man.
All right, bet.
Ultra, that song's crazy.
Honestly, that's solid. I'll have to. There's a couple artists you mentioned. I'll have to give a listen to after this, but that's solid all around.
Yeah, the Kooks are dope, man.
All right, bet.
I got a record there right here with a couple Kooks albums that I always play.
But yeah, for sure, I'm gonna give it a listen to after this. Another big thing. What do you want your fans and followers kind of to get out of listening to your music? Like, what's your MO? I know you kind of said you want to branch, like, kind of be all around different genre wise, but what do you want your followers to get out of the music?
I feel like a lot of my songs are sort of like anxiety ridden, like sort of relatable, everyday human stuff, you know,
Yeah.
go through, whether it's with a significant other or just general feelings of like this sucks, you know, or then there's some like happy ones like IPAs or
yeah, I was gonna say IPAs is a good one for happiness. And like Last Day of My Life, I feel like that's when I first kind of found your music was on that song by itself. So, and that was like kind of like, all right, let me kind of see what he's about. And I felt like you could like connect with the music pretty well off that.
Yeah. So I think just in general, just something like a piece of music that someone can grab onto for a particular feeling, you know?
Yeah.
A song like IPA is just like a nice summer day, you know? Like,
yeah, that's like one of those, you know what, I might bump it in my car when I go out real quick after this. So you already know.
yeah. Like if you're feeling happy, like just throw that on, be even happier. If you're feeling sad, Last Day of My Life, you know, you can relate to that. I really try to capture like specific emotions that I feel like are relatable, at least to me. And if I think if they are to me, then some people out there, they'll be relatable for it too, you know?
But yeah. Going forward, what do you kind of want? Like, I know it's kind of tough to say now because of how not new, but early you are in like your journey with the music industry. But like, what do you want your end game to be? What do you want your like final destination almost to be with all of this when it's like said and done?
Like I want to be an artist like John Bellion who has such a tight fan base that I can drop an album and have every song just like have as much attention paid to it as the song before, you know, and have like a fan base that'll come see me live. And I think that's like everyone's goal, you know, to have just such a devout fan base that just loves everything you do and and can sort of evolve with you,
Yeah.
as you kind of like shift through genres and go through phases. Just have a fan base that appreciates all of that,
Yeah. That's kind of the big thing, is just at the end of the day, having those fan base and followers that love you,
Yeah,
I think that's like what every artist out there at the end of the day kind of wants. So
for sure. And obviously just be super rich and famous, but
I feel like we all dream about that for sure. So, so is there anything you want to kind of shout out? Any music you got coming up that's about to drop, or anything?
yeah, I definitely got new music coming out. I'm actually working on this new artist project, so I'll continue doing 30. But I'm gonna have a new artist project called Good Problem with this super dope dude named Elton, who's a producer for it, and it's gonna kind of be me and him. So that's gonna be announced soon. So I guess if you're watching this, surprise. But that's going to be dropping soon. We're going to launch that this summer and have sort of singles getting pumped out from there. And then while all that is happening, I'm going to continue doing 30 and dropping my music and singles, which is just the stuff that I do alone, and then the stuff will come out separately.
So everything with this is, I didn't even ask earlier, but everything with this is just like kind of by you, like by yourself, like independent solely?
I'll work with other producers, but like sort of scattered around. So it's not just one person I work with. Like I work with this guy, River Beats, who's super dope. This dude, Mulak, who I think he's from like Scotland.
Shit.
Yeah. He produced my last song, Wrong Time. Sometimes it'll just start with me playing guitar and having an idea and sending it out to other musicians to play their part, like violin or guitar, a bassist or a live drummer. I love live instruments, so it really varies in how the songs come together. But no, I definitely work with plenty of other people.
All right, sweet, man. Hey, thank you again for coming on the show. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure when I get to talk to a new artist. So especially one I followed. So really nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thank you guys so much for watching again. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and be part of the Noti gang. You already know we got that heat every Saturday. Next Saturday, we got a special one too.